Hello, hatboro-horsham. Hey, we've been talking a lot about scales and arpeggiation, and came across one thanks to Dave that we did in class a few weeks ago. We'll get that onto a video at some point. But there's another one, Ozzie Osbourne, that has this little intro. Etc. It goes like that. So what's happening there is just a really great way for you to understand scales, because this is like somebody brought up in class the Grateful Dead song that I did a little demonstration on. This is the same type of thing that just goes directly down the scale. It goes down to E major scale. As a matter of fact, there's an A chord. That E major scale, like every scale, like I've been talking about, is constructed with the following, a non-musical designation, but musically, usually speaking in terms of half tones, whole tones, we just say skip a note. So skip a note, and you have 2-2-1, 2-2-2-1 is a little formula that winnows down a 13-note scale to an 8-note scale, or a 12-note scale to a 7-note scale, and a repeat in each case. So how does that work? Here comes the beagle. If we go to string 6, you have re, mi. Now, note the skips. 2, there's 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1. Baxter's not a fan of major scales, he prefers minor, obviously. And if I run that backwards, it goes skip, 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 don't skip, skip, skip. And that's what happens in this little Ozzie piece. So how do I know that? Well, I'm starting down here on an E note. I should let that to you to figure out, but I'll just give it. I'm going to work backwards. Yeah, I normally start here. I go, well, I have G, that's third string open, and then G sharp A sharp B, C. Well, I'm going to wind up doing it both ways, but C sharp D, D sharp E. So I want to wind up with this string 3, fret 9, where you have a dot. That's an E note. But I know at the double dot here, these open strings are the same as the open strings up here on the guitar, and I go 12 away, and I end up with the octaves. So I know that the string 3 at the octave marker here is obviously a G as well, and then I just go backwards, G flat or F sharp, F, E. So either way, it's math. Either way, it's just simply counting. You're going to end up that this is an E note. So what happens on this is it's the scale in reverse. Instead of, instead of that, it's, now musically you should hear that's a relationship. Here it is in forward and in reverse. So what's happening here is he's running, starting at string 3, and so now that's the theory part. The mechanical part is really pretty simple. It's arpeggiation, and you start with every other note he hits twice, but he hits what twice? Well, he hits string 3, fret 9, as we determined. That's an E note, and that E note, is string 1 open. They're the same notes, so you get this little unity on that third note. And here's an E chord. You'll note in an E chord strings 1 and 2 are open. That's why this would be done in F. You couldn't do it in another key, and avail yourselves of these 2 open strings that give you these nice little harmonies. So he's going, which is just down, down, up. That's the way I'm picking this. You can alternate, but on something and slow and rhythmic and repetitive as this, I think it's easier to just go down, down, up, and then he comes back up with an up pick. Good. We've done triplets. That's a little triplet. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, and they're actually 8th notes, but for the moment, just consider it triplet. So you're going. So here's the little, and I'm hitting. Okay, I'll give it to you prescriptively. I'm coming back to the E all the time, kind of using that as like a little pedal. And that means I'm going down, string 3, 2, 1, with an up pick. And now I move, for that next set of 3s, I move to fret 8 and go. And then finish off with string 1. So you have these little groupings of 3. These 2 are 3. Now it goes 1, 2, which is string 3 and string 1, and you do that all the way up the fretboard. And then you finish off on an E chord, and either the first or the second time around, or whatever you want. Just arrange this yourself. I want you to get the idea and the mechanical motion associated with this. You're going. Then he comes to this A 9th chord, which we've hit before. One of James Taylor's favorites. And you come to the, which is your middle finger on string 3 fret 2, and your ring finger on string 2 fret, string 3 fret 2. So you have it on 4 fret 2 and 3 fret 2. And he does that. And what's happening there is I come to an E chord, and I'm just using my pinky to hit this string 3 fret 3, which is the suspended 4th. And then I come down here and do the same thing. And then same thing. There's the suspended, the A 9th chord up. And then back to D. And you can strum that if you want. You can strum the whole. Strum the whole thing, but work on getting that as a pick control exercise. I talked to you about pick control exercises, and also as a strumming if you want to, just to get the rhythm. And that's just rhythm. I didn't pick that. And what's happening here? Well, I have a unity right there, string 3 fret 4, that's a B note, with a B right below it and an E, and they're all harmonized with this E chord with those open strings. So you take advantage of that. A little theory and nice little run for you to practice and to entertain your dog, obviously, who just is thrilled with this. So, all right, so you can work on that. That's arpeggiation, pick control, and a scale. In reverse. Okay, work on that, and I'll see you on Wednesday.